Well, hello there, everyone, and welcome to the first ever beer haul here on my channel. And boy, is it a doozy. So, just to get into how this came about, to make a long story short, a friend of mine, he goes to a lot of the can releases at the Other Half Brewing Company out of Brooklyn, New York. A lot of them. He apparently goes to most of them. But sometimes he has extras, and he will ask my buddy if he knows anybody who wants some, and that's how I ended up with a bunch of these Other Half beers behind me on the bottom and a couple in the corners. Most of those came courtesy of the friend of a friend, and it's been over 6 months. The last time he asked me if I wanted any was late last year, 2017, and just so happens earlier last week, my buddy hit me up and was like, hey, he went to a bunch of the releases in mid to late May, and in addition, he went to the June 2nd release, so do you want any beers? And I was like, yes. I didn't look at what beers that they were releasing, mostly because I haven't reviewed any Other Half beers on the channel, so it doesn't matter if I had them before or not, they're going to be reviewed. And lo and behold, he ended up hooking me up with three mixed 4-packs, so 12 beers in total, and he actually charged me just cost plus shipping, and he actually shipped it to my buddy, and I went and picked them up on Friday, I think it was. Yeah, it was Friday, and yeah, so I'm super pumped. This is going to be the catalyst for a new theme week here on the channel. We're going to do Other Half Brewing Company theme week, probably at the end of June, maybe early July. I'm going to do 8 beers this time. Not 8 days, though, 7 days, because 2 of these beers I'm going to do a side-by-side, which is going to be a lot of fun. And the other 4 beers I'm going to sprinkle out throughout probably the next few months. Not going to be a part of theme week, but I'm going to review them and get them up. So anyway, yeah, let's just get right into what beers that I was hooked up with. The first 4 here are the beers that I'm not going to be reviewing during theme week, and a couple of them I've already had. Like I said, not a big deal, mostly because I haven't reviewed any of the beers on the channel, so it doesn't matter. So anyway, let's get into the first one. The first one is the double dry hopped Daydream Green Imperial Oat India Pale Ale, 8.1%, canned on 5/31. So what? 11 days old. 10 days old, pretty fantastic as of right now, right? So, yeah, it's a cool label. I enjoy it. I've had it before though, as you guys can see over here. I've had it. Yeah, I've had it. It's a great beer though, and I can't wait to give it a review at some point. Like I said, this is going to be probably sometime in July after the theme week, or maybe even before. We'll see. So yeah, one thing I will mention is these are all Imperial IPAs. They're all doubles. It's insane that that's all they released, or that's all he picked up. Anyway, the next one is double dry hopped Stacks on Stacks Imperial India Pale Ale, 8.5% alcohol by volume, and the dates rubbed off. But again, I think this was the oldest any of these cans are going to be, are like May 17th ish, and that means they're still under a month old, so still pretty damn fresh. So yeah, I've also had this one. You guys probably can see it behind me, but yeah, cool beer. Again, that's right here. So the first one there, double dry hop Stacks on Stacks there. This was a good beer too, as I remember. These other 2 I have not had, but I didn't deem them worthy enough for theme week. They didn't sound as interesting as the rest, but we'll see. Maybe they're amazing. This is Dream Power Imperial India Pale Ale, 8%. No canning date, but again, pretty damn fresh. I know a lot of people out there don't like Other Half's labels, and some of them are kind of cringeworthy and kind of not for me, but a lot of them are pretty cool too. You know, abstract colors, all that stuff. I don't know, whatever. The next one is the Other Day ... Imperial India Pale Ale, 8%, 5/29/18, and it says bye May, like goodbye May. Yeah, see you later May. So this was the last May release, I guess, or maybe it was it was probably the June 2nd release. But yeah. So yeah, those are the first 4 that I will be doing not during theme week. Like I said, be a lookout for those. They'll be sprinkled out throughout the next couple months. So let's get into the beers that I am going to be reviewing during theme week. So this one was one of the only beers that I actually knew that was released. I saw this on social media, and the reason I am kind of pumped about this is because it's a collaboration. So this is a collaboration between Other Half and Northern Monk. For those of you guys unfamiliar with Northern Monk, they are a brewery over in the UK. I believe they're out of Leeds, England. And a lot of my UK friends, beer tubers, they love Northern Monk stuff, so that makes this even more exciting for me. And this is their Sudden Brainwaves, an Imperial Blueberry Honey Oat Cream India Pale Ale. 8% alcohol by volume, 5/18/18, so this will be one of the first I probably get to. But yeah, that sounds amazing. Imperial Blueberry Honey Oat Cream India Pale Ale. I mean, come on, man. That sounds beautiful, baby. So let me show you guys the collab there. There you go. The Northern Monk and Other Half logo. But yeah, cool. All right, label. I'm digging it. So yeah, that will be one of the first. And because that apparently uses honey, this is another one that I'm quite excited for. This is their Double Cream Get the Honey. Nice shout out or reference to Wu-Tang's Cream. Imperial India Pale Ale, 8.4% alcohol by volume, 5/17. So this might be the oldest of the bunch, but still pretty fresh. I like this label. I like the honeycombs. Very simplistic, I feel. And yeah. So cool stuff. 2 honey beers. I did not expect that from Other Half. So what else we got going on? We have their double dry hopped Green Power Imperial India Pale Ale, 8% alcohol by volume, 5/17 as well. Now, I can't read this really at all because of the label. I think it's going to show better. Yeah, it shows up way better on camera. Wow, you guys can read that easily. That's insane. But yeah, Green Power. Never even heard of that one. Other Half just releases so many different beers, and they do go back and they'll rebrew stuff. They have a lot of rotating beers, but they have so many new ones. So yeah. Anyway, the next one is double dry hopped Space Diamonds Imperial India Pale Ale, 8.5% alcohol by volume, 5/23/18. It just says iced on the bottom. I think I've had the non-double dry hop version of this. I had it on draft. In fact, the way I've had Other Half, aside from the friend of a friend hooking me up, they did a mobile canning release at the Thin Man Brewery in it was early December of last year, and I got a few beers there, and they had a bunch on draft, and I've also had them on draft at a couple local establishments. Despite being in Western New York and New York State, Other Half, they're in Brooklyn, and a lot of their stuff doesn't trickle down this way. So when I get my opportunity to grab anything, whether it's on draft or in cans, I jump at it because I think they're an awesome brewery. I love what they do, and to be able to have 12 different beers and do a whole theme week and stuff. Yeah, anyway. So the last 4 beers, we have double dry hopped Space Daydream Imperial Oat Cream India Pale Ale, 8.5% alcohol by volume, no date, but again, pretty fresh. This is the one I actually had the base of. That one was Space Diamonds. This is Space Daydream. So yeah, this is the one I've actually had before. But the non-double dry hop version. The Space Diamonds, I don't think I've ever had before. But the whole Daydream series, if you don't know what Daydream means, because there's so many of these that say Daydream, more or less, that's when Other Half hits that beer with oats and lactose. That's pretty much how they get the Daydream series going on. Another one here that's interesting, this is a part of their duo hop series. So the one up here, the Vic Secret plus Mosaic. That's the only dual hop series I've had from them. This is the African Queen plus Mosaic Imperial India Pale Ale, 8.5% alcohol by volume, 5/31/18, FKA J17, which I think African Queen is the new name for J17. I want to say it was a South African hop, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, never had the hop before, so really pumped to give this a go. African Queen plus Mosaic. That doesn't show up that good on the bottom there, but you guys, hope you believe what I'm saying here when I'm reading it, although I don't know, maybe not. Anyway, the last 2 beers. So these are 2 beers that are like brother and big brother, and this is these 2 beers are part of the Citra Daydream series they do. So they do a Citra Daydream, they do a double Citra Daydream, and now they do a triple Citra Daydream. In fact, I have drank the single and the double, and for this comparison, I'm going to have the double and the triple. So the first one is their double dry hopped double Citra Daydream Imperial Oat Cream India Pale Ale, 8.5% alcohol by volume, 5/22/18. And yeah, so I've had this one plenty of times. This is one of the beers they brought to the mobile canning release in Buffalo, and I love this beer. I think I like the base beer a little bit better, honestly, though. This regular Citra Daydream at 6%, that's one of my favorite IPAs of all time. This is great, though. It's really great, and it's so cool that I get to compare this to their triple Citra Daydream. This is actually, I think, a newer release. They just did a, what the hell was it? Triple Mosaic Daydream, which I've heard some positive things about. In fact, I'll give a quick shout out to the guys over at Nerdsense. So Kyle over at No Hype Beer Reviews mentioned Nerdsense quite a few times on his channel, so I went and checked them out, and I subbed up because they do some good stuff. They actually reviewed the Triple Mosaic Daydream, and they had a conversation where they're like, you know, so many of these Imperial IPAs now that push like 10+%, and they're called triples, they usually hide the alcohol extremely well. They're easy to drink, but they're a bit too sweet, and their, I guess, sweet spot for ABV would be like 6 to 7.5%. For me, it's about 6 to 8.5%. But it is scary how well these breweries are masking the alcohol, but at the same time, it's also damn impressive. So it's going to be fun to see how the 2% difference in these two. So you have the 8% and you have the 10.5%. You have a double and a triple. I want to see what the difference is. I want to see which one I prefer. It would have been great if I could have got my hands on the base Citra Daydream, but I don't think they've released that recently. But just doing a comparison of these two is going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, that's basically it for the beers that I have, and I am super pumped up. What are we at? We're at 11 and a half minutes or so. Yeah, so a little bit of a longer beer haul, but as you guys can tell, I had 12 beers to go through. I'm super excited about it, and yeah, I'm pumped. So, appreciate you guys stopping by the first ever beer haul on my channel. The difference between a beer haul and beer haul, you just pick up the beers, right? Beer mail, somebody sends them to you, you unbox them. I guess I could have done this, but he sent them to my buddy, and he already had them out, so it was like, what am I going to do? Put them back in a box and just, it's whatever. It's a beer haul. But yeah, so be on the lookout for other half theme week coming in the next couple weeks. The other reviews will go out at some point as well, and I cannot wait to get into these beers. As you guys can tell, I'm quite excited. So yeah, anyway, shout out to my friend for hooking me up with these, and his friend as well for grabbing them, and shout out to all you guys for watching my content and supporting me. If you guys want to like, comment, subscribe, please do so. Please do so. If you want to hit that notification bell, doesn't matter. If you guys want to be notified, yeah, sure. If not, that's cool too. But regardless, appreciate all the support. And until the next video, which should be tomorrow, I'm going to bid you guys farewell. Cheers.